Welcome to this week's G.I. Joe review, where we will be looking at the G.I. Joe's Navy SEAL, the 50th anniversary version of Torpedo. But before we get to Torpedo, let's do our shout outs of the week. But before we get to our shout outs of the week, let me turn my TV down, so I don't have that much background noise in the background as I'm looking at Torpedo while I'm watching Transformers G1. But now let's get to our shout-outs of the week, where at 48 South Loudon Street, you can find Back to the Media. And you can get all your video game needs from there, from all the way from the Atari in the 80s that I grew up with, all the way up to current systems that the youngins today have. And you can find games for each consoles, which is pretty awesome. And while you're there, you can also find CDs, records, DVDs, Blu-rays, and much more, VHS, for those old school heads that still have a VCR, which I don't know too many of. But hey, it's all well and good. But if you're looking for toys and collectibles, may I suggest going to Time Traveler Toys and Collectibles, where you get G.I. Joe, Transformers, He-Man, She-Ra, Thundercats, Silverhawks, and you can find vintage and Super 7 and anything modern at Time Travelers. And I bought this version of Torpedo, which was in a 3-pack with Hit and Run and Sartan, and in that 3-pack. But you can find all your G.I. Joe stuff there. I did buy this there at Time Travelers, so that's good. And if you're looking for comics, where you need your G.I. Joe comic fix, your Transformer comic mix, anything from Marvel, DC, and IDW, you can find at 4Color Fantasies at 80 Weems Lane. So definitely, please do check them out. And while you're in the neighborhood and you're looking for Jamaican food, may I suggest Tropical Island on Piccadilly Street, right across the street from the library, where you can get all, and I do mean all, your Jamaican food met, and all your Jamaican food needs taken care of. So definitely check them out. And see Lloyd and his wonderful crew get good conversation to go along with that awesome Jamaican food. So definitely check it out. And while you're in the neighborhood and you're looking for a bank to go to, may I suggest Bank of Clark County and United Bank. So definitely go ahead and check them out. And definitely get your banking needs met at either one. And while you're there, go ahead and get your mental health through Healing Grace Counseling Services with Robert C. Brown at 133 West Boscawen Street, Suite number 10. Definitely check them out. As you can see in the background, I got my list of G.I. Joe and Transformers for this month, which we'll be doing. We'll look at them individually. But if you see Robert C. Brown and he doesn't have what you're looking for, may I suggest Northwestern Counseling Services. And you can get peer group counseling, one-on-one counseling, case management, all kind of stuff. So definitely do check them out. And if you're looking for insurance, may I suggest State Farm. And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And if you call them, you might get Jake. You never know. But let's get on to our toy of the week of Torpedo. But before we look at Torpedo, we'll go over his file cards, which come in baseball form with 2 sides, a language on each side. So I'm going to do English, since I speak English. And it says Navy SEAL, code name Torpedo, file name Leohoa Edward W. Primary military specialty is a Navy SEAL. Secondary military specialty is demolitions. Birthplace is Iowa, Hawaii. Grade is a W04. And the text reads, Torpedo was a scuba instructor prior to enlistment. He has black belts in 3 martial arts, Wushu, Kempo, and Gosho Ryu, which are all forms of karate. So yes, I do know some Japanese words, and is proficient with the Filipino butterfly knife, the Balsam. His training records after SEAL school are classified. He spends his off-duty hours perfecting his fighting skills and marksmanship. He and Hit and Run track Sartan through a swamp where Torpedo and uses his SEAL training to track him despite the villain's knack for vanishing without a trace. So that's Torpedo's file card, which I think is pretty awesome and pretty slick. So let's take a look at the rest of his accessories, which he does come with this G.I. Joe figure stand, upright G.I. Joe logo with the gold for the 50th anniversary, Torpedo on the front. He also has these two unique fins, which are not like the 25th anniversary or the vintage, but they still look pretty cool. And they don't stand on the figure stand, so, it's all well and good. So let's take a look at them with the fins on. So they do look good on his feet, and they can use to have him stand up without the aid of the figure stand if you want to do that. But it's still look cool. They don't have the little holes at the bottom, so they can't fit on the figure stand, but they look cool on him. So let's look at the rest of his accessories, which he comes with this scuba pack with molded in scuba tanks, which is cool because at least these aren't losable, because I have lost a scubas with my original Torpedo and my EOS and Cobra Diver, hollow on the inside. But he's got the two little peg holes for the scuba mask, as well as the two little sticks that come out, which I don't know what it's for, but still cool. Nice little moldings for little pouches and stuff on the backpack. And he does come with his little scuba mask. He comes with these two scaling knives, which are pretty cool. He comes with this rifle with a grenade launcher, scope, nice little sculpted detail on it. Nice little assault rifle. And he comes with his typical harpoon gun with a molded on harpoon, which the 25th anniversary version comes with, and all the other guys come with. It comes with it. Eels, wetsuit, the 25th anniversary Torpedo. But he's got his typical black hood, black and gray swimsuit or diving suit, his wetsuit, so to speak. I like the detail on it. Little splash of red, the G.I. Joe gold star on his shoulder, but it's typical black and gray throughout the whole uniform. And they actually cover his face for this version. But, the articulation, he can rotate his head full 360. Kind of got that poltergeist thing going on. His head does go up and down and has some wiggly waggly. His arm goes up raise about here. Full 360 all the way around. He can bend at the elbow, rotate at the elbow. If his arm doesn't want to rotate on it. But it does have that movement where he can rotate. There we go. Yay! Finally. Ugh. If I can get it to finish rotating, it'll be all well and good. There we go. And he's got his hand wrist articulation where his wrist can rotate. He does have the ab crunch feature, which you can see. Yeah, I finally got one to work. He can do the splits. That's where his black belts come in. His leg can lift about that high. Double knee joint. His ankle can pivot, as well as rotate. See, he's got that awesome flexibility due to his martial arts training. But let's go ahead and take a look at him in all geared up. So here's Torpedo in his battle gear. Like I say, you can't really wear his swim fins sitting on the figure stand, but still cool anyway. This is a top tier figure in my opinion. I like the look. You know, Torpedo. I love Navy SEALs anyway. SEALs are badass. But this is Torpedo. You can watch Hooded Cobra Commander 788 and Form X 257 for versions for the vintage versions of this guy, which there was only one in the vintage line, I do believe. So definitely go ahead and watch their videos. You can watch Sanitary Productions for this version. Watch other channels for the 25th anniversary, like mine or any other channel that does 25th anniversary G.I. Joe videos. So definitely check them out. Tune in next week as we do the Crimson Guard. But yet it's still a cool looking Crimson Guard. But this is Torpedo. And as for Cobra Island, now you know, and knowing is half the battle. See you in the next one. Peace.